video I'm going to change the discs and pads in this 2010 Polo 1.2 TSI. First thing I like to do is undo the brake reservoir cap, because when you push back the pads, the fluid fills this up, so when the cap's undone, air can escape easier. Just makes life a little bit easier. Jack the car up a little. If you've got locking wheel nuts, get your locking wheel nut key and undo that first. Save damaging it. Loosen all the wheel nuts before the wheel is all the way off the ground. Once you've loosened them, jack the car to the top. Use some sort of support in case the jack fails. Thing to do, you prise off these little rubber dust covers, one there, another one on the bottom, then you can have access to the 7mm Allen key bolts, one there and one there. Can be quite tight. Slacken them off. Take them out. One there and one on the bottom. And there it is. 7mm Allen key. What you want to do next, that's where the pad sits, is the top of the pad. Gently prise the cylinder and the pad away from the disc. Because there's a lip on the worn disc, the pad will get stuck. So you gently leave those two apart. That's the top of the pads, disc in there. It'll enable you to wiggle this brake caliper off. There you go. There's the pads inside. Quite worn, as you can see. There's the new one. And what you want to do, before you do that, take the pads out. I want to remove the disc and put the new one on, so you want to tie that out of the way so you don't strain the rubber brake hose. You don't want to leave that dangling down. Next thing, pull out the pads. What do, wiggle it, that's the one out of the cylinder side. If you notice, the springs are different. Make sure you put the silver spring, which is slightly different, into the cylinder. There's the other side, which is that one. So they're slightly different. So pop that one out and pop this one out. It's like tap, baby. Give it a wiggle. Out it pops, and as you can see, the old ones are pretty warm as the new ones. What you need to do now is wind or push back the cylinder into the body, so that is going to be pushed up as far as it'll go. You can either, if it's not too bad, push it with your fingers. You can lever it in, or what I've got, one of these brake retracting tools. Just stick it on like that, and gently and slowly wind the cylinder in. What's happening now, all the oil inside is being pushed back through the system, and that's why I've undone the reservoir, so the air can come out to make this job a little easier. Just take your time winding the tool if you've got one, or pushing back the cylinder in. Don't do it too fast, just take your time. Give the fluid a chance to pass through all the pipes and the brake master cylinder. Eventually, you'll feel it come to a stop. What I'm going to do now is, what a brake dust about, I'm going to give a little clean of that. This is where the pads sit, so I'm going to give these a little clean to get all the dust off, so the pad can slide along on it nice and easy. Then I'm going to put a little bit of that ceramic brake grease on the pads to help them slide, and so they don't seize in the future. To release the disc, you need a 30 Torx bit. To undo the location screw there. Sometimes they're tight, sometimes they're not. This one's come up and undone easily. Just Take that screw out. And the disc, as you can see, has come off pretty easy. If for some reason it's a bit stuck, just give it a tap with a hammer. What happens, it gets stuck, see the rust around. It's stuck. So just give it a clout with a hammer and it should come off. What I'm going to do now is clean this up a little. Put some ceramic brake grease around it so it doesn't get stuck next time. So what I'm going to use, ceramic brake grease. You can also use copper ease brake grease. Next thing, let's have a look at my new discs. Oof, look at them. Exactly the same size. Need a warm disc. It's got that lip on it, which isn't actually too bad, but discs weren't that expensive, so I thought I must put new ones on. When the new brakes come, you've got a film to stop them rusting within storage. What you want to do is clean that off. All I use is some brake and clutch cleaner. Spray it on and give it a wipe. Both sides. So it's like a little oily sort of substance to prevent rusting in storage. Wipe it off. And now I'll stick it on the hub. So all you do, forget your little location screw that goes in there. Find the hole, pop the disc on the hub. Find the little hole for the screw. Tighten him in. The white stuff is that ceramic grease I put on to stop it seizing in the future, rusting. And that's it. Now put the pads in. Put a little grease on where the pad slides on the caliper, but don't get any of the grease on the friction material or the disc. If you do, clean it off with that brake cleaner. Just a little dab, don't need much. So what I do now, get the caliper, remembering which spring goes where. It's the silver spring with the bigger edges on it. All it does is push into place. Like that. And the other pad with the different springs. Here is the outer pad. That goes in there. Like so. The little wiggle about. Yeah, it's in. Make sure you don't twist that. All you do now is slide it over the discs. It should go in there nice and easy. Shouldn't have to force it on. If you look down here, little location. That stops the car there past. All you need to do now is take your bolts, if they need it, give them a little clean up. They go in there. One there. One there. Tighten them up so they're tight. Put the wheel back on and you're done. There you go, wheels on. All you got to do now is do the other side. Once you've done the other side, don't forget, tighten up the reservoir cap. You'll see this on the side how far the oil is. Also, pump the pedal, brake pedal, a little bit until you can feel it firm. That just makes the pads touch the brake discs. Once you've done that, the job is done. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Rocket Jonny, over and out.